Let's be real with each other here. Mousepad videos are a borderline snooze fest. But trust me, you want to stick around and check out the new Atlas Pro from Razer. I mean, just look at how thin this thing is. I don't even think the camera's doing it justice. Like, this is unbelievable how thin it is. Look at this. I can take it and actually make it go flimsy style like it's some plexiglass or something. This is just crazy. And talking about size, the real crazy thing is this picture on the back where it says 1.9 millimeters. Like, this picture here makes the mouse pad look thick. It's seriously thinner than that in the hand. Like, it's unbelievable how thin this mouse pad is. Now, one thing I did notice with it being so incredibly thin is you noticed a little bit of flex in it. Now, I'm not too sure if it's my surface. This is a butcher's block here, and then the mouse pad up here, and I doubt the camera can pick it up. If you look closely, you can see a slight amount of flex. So it's sitting on the edges over here, kind of in the middle, but you see the mouse pad got a little springy feel right in it. Again, I'm not too sure if that's my surface or the pad itself. Now, after pulling out the original Razer Atlas, I'm starting to think it might just be my surface because I have that same bit of springy action here, and this is a heavy duty glass mouse pad here. Like, this is incredibly, like, it's crazy to say this is incredibly thick. But again, when you compare it up to the Atlas Pro, like, again, I doubt the camera can do it justice, but if you look at it here, I'll pull the light over so hopefully you can see a little bit better. It is just night and day. Now, just out of curiosity, I do want to check my surface here, and it's pretty spot on level if you can see, but not even so much of it being level. I was more concerned on gaps, like one end would be higher than the other on this level right here, but it's honestly pretty darn still. So I think the result that we're getting here is, again, with a glass mouse pad, it's not going to curve into regular concaves like within a desk or something like that. So you can get that main pressure right in the middle, but the outer edges might flare up just a little bit. And that's just, again, the texture of your surface. And then with a hard surface being the glass mouse pad, it's again going to kind of work against each other. But when using a mouse pad during gameplay, I didn't notice that springy or that bouncy feel at all. It's honestly whenever I started digging into the mouse pad and really kind of looking it over closely that I noticed it. But as far as that springy feel, again, that'll obviously depend on your surface and such, but it's also the characteristics of a hard mouse pad, again, wherever the pressure is going to be, which is going to be primarily in the middle, especially with being a much thinner, you're going to have that. But don't think it's something that's going to really affect your gameplay. Again, it's just something I noticed, but I honestly didn't notice it while I was playing games. Like, I didn't feel my mouse actually like springing up and down. Now, just like with all glass mouse pads, you are going to get some heat transferred over to this, but it's not really excessive. You're not going to get that real grimy, slimy type of feel. At least I didn't, and I live down in the southern climate even after my move, and it's been up around the 80s, so it's been a little bit spicy, but you can see the heat does transfer onto this, again, just like every glass mouse pad. But I think since it's so thin and it's right on your surface, it was never anything like excessive, never anything that really bothered me or became slimy or grimy on the pad. Now, of course, what's most important with the mouse pad is the glide. How does it feel? Is it fast? Is it slow? In Razer, in our briefing, they really marketed the Atlas Pro as a fast mouse pad, which pretty much all glass mouse pads are, right? And I don't like fast mouse pads. I like not muddy pads, but that control, that balance right in the middle. And believe it or not, like, this pad, yes, it is faster. As you see it right here, it doesn't come to like a screeching halt like you would expect on a cloth pad, but it wasn't like out of control. I could still feel myself really, again, locking in those shots and being controlled whatever game I was playing, you know? So again, it was really nice. Again, I am a firmer presser and I use the Death Adder V4 Pro quite a bit here, so it is broken in. But again, I just felt balanced and I was able to still get control with this mouse pad. Now, the other thing, like I mentioned, I use the Death Adder V4 Pro quite a bit, so it's broken in, it's really used. But when you come over here, say to the Logitech Pro X2 here, You can see this one glides a little bit faster here, right? And even in the hand, it feels like it glides a bit faster. Now I got the big feet on the bottom and everything. But again, this is not a mouse I use that frequently. I just dabble with it here and there. Same with the Viper V4 Pro. I've been using this one a whole lot more, but it still feels a lot faster than the Death Adder. That is because, again, I don't use it that often. So my point here is don't expect, okay, you got a new mouse on a new mouse pad. It's going to glide faster. It's just nature of the game. That even goes with the cloth pad. But if you have a mouse that you actually use and it's broken in, it's going to make that control a little bit more balanced on the pad, especially on this glass mouse pad that we're talking about here. Now, since we're talking about the feel of this mouse pad, I want to compare it up to some other mouse pads, and starting off with some of my other favorite glass mouse pads being the Razer Atlas. This is the original one. This is one of my other favorite mouse pads as being glass because, again, it's just like butter smooth, like super smooth, like really, oh man, it feels a little bit faster than the Atlas Pro, believe it or not. I don't know why that is. Maybe because, again, it's a little bit firmer. You're not getting that flex in it. I have no idea what's going on here, but you can see it just glides a lot faster here with that simple little flick. And it just feels, I don't know, both of them feel super smooth, but I feel a little bit more texture in the Atlas Pro than the original Atlas. So again, I don't know if that's just because thinner glass and thicker glass. I'm not too sure, but that is what I'm feeling. The other one is being this wall hack, the SP04 whatever. And this one feels significantly faster. And it's like the mix of the Atlas Pro and the original Atlas, because I still have that graininess in here, but it feels just super fast. Like even when gaming with it, it's almost like my arm wants to slide off it, right? So it's pretty neat talking about some of my favorite ones. And I think that's why I like the Atlas Pro so much, because again, it's like the Atlas, which I really enjoyed. And it's like the wall hack one, which also I really enjoyed. I've tested many a glass mouse pads, but these are the only two that I cycled through and really dabbled with here and there. But now having the Atlas Pro, it's like the perfect mixture of both of them. And now let's take a look at the comparison to my favorite cloth mouse pad currently being the SteelSeries Balance. And when you see the mouse glide on this, you're going to see the connection and why I'm really enjoying this mouse pad here. So take a look at that glide. It doesn't come to that screech and halt. This mouse pad is not a muddy one. You'd want to get the control one if you want that muddy type feel, but it's not a ridiculously fast mouse pad either. It's a very comfortable mouse pad as well, which I really like. And I'm going to talk about that in a second on the Atlas Pro. But just take a look at that mouse glide right there. You see it kind of just like slowly come to a stop, right? Oh, that time a little bit harder, but you see it come to that slow stop there. Same result you get over here on the Atlas Pro. And it's just so nice, again, coming from what I main or what I enjoy and having something that just works out perfectly with it, which is the result I'm getting with the Atlas Pro. The other thing is with how thin it is. So if I'm over here, I hate glass mouse pads when they're really up and I start getting that crease in my wrist and it's just annoying. Let me tell you what, this one you do not notice. You can just gaming, you're flicking around right there. You don't notice. You honestly feel like you're just gaming on your desk surface, which is so nice. That's been one of the worst things about glass mouse pads is how they're raised up. But with this one being so darn thin, again, you don't feel like you're gaming on anything other than your desk. Now, as far as the size of the Atlas Pro, they did make it a little bit bigger, and when we compare it up to the original Atlas, you'll see the difference here. I'll scooch it over this way so you can see, and we are squared up on both corners. You have a little bit, maybe about an inch or two on the side over here, and it's honestly a pretty perfect size. I'm not a big fan of big squared mouse pads. They usually kind of get in my way, but again, this one works really nice. I would honestly like to see it in a full desk size. That would be pretty sweet. Now, the new Atlas Pro from Razer is going to come in at $130. So that's a $30 increase from the original Atlas. Is it worth it? That's up to you to decide, but this is hands down, no questions asked, the best glass mouse pad I have used. And I've tested a lot of glass mouse pads. This one is going to stay on my desk. And let me tell you what, if you've ever been interested in trying a glass mouse pad, this is the one to try. No fluff, no marketing or anything. It's just that good.